Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be taking a look at some more Let's Go gameplay. I wouldn't say gameplay, more like images. I'm going to kind of give you a tutorial on how to perfect your Pokemon when you transfer them from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go. How to get the best and the most potential out of your possible shinies and or good IV Pokemon, because it does transfer over. I've tested it, and we're going to be taking a look at this Alolan Raichu raid, and I'm going to catch it, and then I'm going to transfer it over. That's what I did this whole test for. That's why I even went to this Alolan Raichu. Alright, so I'm not trying to get some fabulous time. I'm just trying to beat it really quick with the 6 unique team. Anyway, so what's going on here is I knew about the nature changing, which we'll discuss here in a moment. Natures in Pokemon, the main series, or Pokemon Let's Go, will determine whether or not a specific stat is going to perform better or not. Alright, so say you have a Charizard and you want it to have very good special attack, because in the main series and Let's Go, there's going to be a split attack. You have special attack and then regular attack. So Charizard, you want special attack. Maybe, depends. You may want to go down the regular attack route, depending on what you're trying to do with that. But say we want to get the most out of special attack. We want it to have that nature, specific nature in that. So you can control that. And I'm going to go through this. If it sounds confusing, if you're new to Pokemon, and you just picked up Let's Go, we'll go over all this. Now, this is not something you're necessarily going to have to do unless you're a competitive player. Now, when I get online and it's neck to neck and I go up against another Gengar, and I have my effort value Gengar and he has his effort value Gengar, and it comes down to who has the best IVs, now that's going to matter, as well as nature. Say if your nature is in speed and you're just a little bit faster, then that's going to give you the edge to go first and possibly win that match. That's what it all comes down to, right? So you just don't waste all your Pokemon. Now, personally, had to go through trials and errors here. I wasted a good amount of shiny Pokemon just going through the motions, trying to figure out this whole situation, because I didn't go online and do homework. I don't want to say I jumped into this ignorantly, but you just kind of learn through the game. I like to learn myself. If I get stuck on something pretty bad, I'll go online and look it up. But for the most part, I like to figure things out myself. So anyways, we're going to go through the tutorial now on how to find this lady. So, alright, so you're going to start off in Vermilion City. Maybe. I'm just going to kind of show you from here. So from Vermilion City, you're going to go right down Route 11, past the Diglett Cave. And if you're wondering what's with the screenshots, why don't you actually have gameplay? But I don't have a capture card, guys. Getting it soon. And then once you keep going past those bushes and the trainers, you're going to go into that pass-through upstairs, and then you're going to see one of Professor Oak's assistants. Now, I do believe you need to have seen 40 Pokemon. It might have been 30. Nonetheless, it's a certain amount there, and then he's going to give you something called the Judger or Judgment. All right, and then you'll be able to check your IVs. Now, you're going to go to Celadon City and go to the Pokestop. Go inside to the left, and then you'll find this trainer here, the ghost type trainer, psychic type. And then she's going to actually ask you if you want to change the natures of your allies, and then you're going to proceed. It's going to cost $10,000. Now, it's not going to charge you right away after you've done this. Now, this is the most important part here. She's going to ask you, which flowers do you want to water? Now, this is the stat that you want to be lifted up and increased, okay? So you have red, yellow, blue, green, and pink. So here are the colors, and each one for what they will be lifting up. These colors related to the particular stats. Now you have red, that will lift your attack. Yellow will lift defense. Blue, special attack. Green, special defense. And pink, speed. And here is a sheet of the combinations for the natures themselves, okay? Now, if you're new to these natures, say you just came over from Pokemon Go, and you're trying to figure out what you should really do, and you want something to have a good attack, say special attack on whatever Pokemon, then I recommend that you bring up your special attack and bring down your regular attack. And if you're trying to bring up your regular attack, bring down your special attack, right? And you don't really ever want to bring your defenses down, okay, or your speed, to be honest with you. Maybe some Pokemon might call for it. Say you might want to go for speed on a Pokemon. Then you bring up your speed and bring down whatever attack, special attack or regular attack, that Pokemon is not good in. So say it was a Charizard and you wanted to have great speed. You bring the speed up and then you bring the regular attack down, okay? If you're trying to go into Charizard X, which is the dragon form, then I probably would go with attack. But these are just a little bit of tips, okay, guys? Just letting you know how this is going to work. Now, you can change the natures and then go into the park and catch as many as you want. I reset my game, I turn off my game, and the nature that I picked originally last night is still saved within the game, and that is going to be special attack up and regular attack down. Now, I was catching Charizard, Venusaurs, and Blastoise, and that's what I really would go with for that kind of nature. And I need to switch it back to Adamant, which is going to be attack up and special attack down. Now, speaking of down, she is then going to ask you which one you want to thin out, meaning the stat that you want to be the worst out of all of them. So go ahead and pick that there. Make sure you do the right one because you don't want your speed to be lowered, right? If you're bringing up your attack like we discussed, then you probably want your special attack to be lowered. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, oh no, Poke is just making Let's Go videos now. No, that's not the case. I'm covering it because it's very important and I'm going over things that you should really know. I mean, do what you got to do, but I'm over here trying to win, all right, and bring over the winning shinies, not ones with horrible IVs. Anyway, so let's continue on here. That is what you do to pick the nature, and it lasts, I don't know if it's indefinitely, but I turn off my Switch and it's still going, so that is pretty neat. It does cost $10,000 in the game, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal, and I'm still doing the hardcore speed runs and tier 3 raids and solos and all that. I would love to do a Skarmory, I just simply can't find one, and I'm not going to drive around for a few hours to try to find one. You know, I need to get a video out to you guys. So anyways, we're going to go into the park now, and there is, what do you know, the Alolan Raichu that I transferred in. So we're going to go ahead and catch them. Man, oh man, sometimes they're really a pain to catch. They just keep breaking out. It doesn't matter what they are. I tried doing a test run before I caught these just to make sure that nature was still there on a Venonat, and it was. But the Venonat took about 50 Pokeballs to catch. I even bumped it up to Great Balls eventually, and it just took forever. Now, here's the shiny that I transferred. So much more defined in Pokemon Let's Go. Can't you tell? It's the one facing us. Everything else is the normal variant, so pretty neat. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. So, yeah, that was a 98 Alolan Raichu, and it's just looking great. Simply amazing with the crown. You see that crown over there in the top? That is a good sign that it's looking great for the IVs. All right, so this is what we're looking at now. And that first little spot in the beginning to find the Professor Oak's partner, and he would give you the item so you can see the IVs right here. So the stats do transfer over. I've noticed a little trend from transferring Pokemon over from Pokemon Go to Let's Go, and that is the speed seems to just be flat. This Gengar that I transferred from the Shiny Raid Day did have Lick and Psychic. I didn't care about the move. I just wanted to bring it in with this nature. As you can see, special attack up and attack down. So it works, right? And it did get the nature. It has good IVs, except for the speed, of course. Why? Why? Is there because there's no speed in Go? But that's not the case here because this also came over from Go, and it does have speed. Now it has great stats, and now I'm happy with this because special attack up and attack down. It doesn't have great HP and IVs, but I don't care. We'll work with it. Now, let's take a look at some failures. Oh my gosh, I transferred this over from Pokemon Go. It had great IVs. I was thinking, yeah, let's do it. But I forgot to make the nature of the special attack up and attack down. And wow, we have a ultimate failure right here because Alakazam specializes without any sort of nature already, just by itself in stats. Base special attack is super high, so I just crippled it by bringing it down. It sucks, man. And then we have Machamp, another sort of failure. We have defense up and special defense down with great IVs. When it has the crown yet again on a Machamp, oh my gosh. If I would have simply done it while the special attack was up and then attack down, this right here would have been such primo Pokemon to have, but epic failure. So, moving on to the next one here. This one isn't so bad. This was while I was controlling the natures. We have attack up and special attack down. So that wasn't necessarily a super big failure, but not too good. Now we have an ultra mistake here. We have attack up, which is pretty good, depending on the moves you're going to be using. Earthquake and things like that on a Nidoking is excellent. But then we have special defense down. So, I can still use it, but the special defense is down, and you need that on a Nidoking. Now, while I was controlling the natures, I made the special attack go down, but unfortunately, the one that I transferred over from Pokemon Go, the IVs were not great, so I'm not going to even waste my time investing in this. Although it's not horrible, it has 2 stars, as you can see. Alright, it goes up to 3 stars, and then the crown means ultimate. And this is another failure here. We have defense up and then special attack down, which is useless because it's the best when it has special attack up, personally, I think. All right. So that is very sad because it's another shiny. And then this Blastoise here was another controlled nature, but the one that I transferred over, the IVs were not great. So yeah, I mean, it's still obviously usable. Pretty much, I wouldn't say all of these. I mean, you can play through the game and not notice anything, but when you're trying to compete competitively, you need them to be the best. Now, this shiny Charmander could have been a golden ticket, sort of, I guess. I mean, it does have great speed and IVs, but then the speed is brung down by the nature and the special defense is up, which makes it something I'm definitely not going to use. Another controlled nature Charmeleon here, but the IVs are not looking great. So through my trials and errors, I want to show you all so you cannot make these mistakes and, you know, try to make sure your shinies or whatever you're transferring over has the good nature before you catch it. That is the key, all right? And then finally here, this was something that I traded in the game, or somebody gave it to me because I caught 5 Growlithe, and it came out to have great speed and awesome IVs, but then look at the attack down. And another trick is to save it before you trade somebody or they give you a Pokemon within the game, and the nature turns out to be something you don't like, just restart the game and keep doing that until you get something you like. For instance, on this Persian, something ideal would have been speed up and then special attack down, or special attack down and then attack up, which would have been an adamant nature for that. But hey, it is what it is. It's just really kills me knowing that I was actually leveling these things up when I'm going to just put them back into the bank. Okay, and one more thing before we go regarding the mystery box. I know a lot of you had some questions about this. I think I answered a lot of those in my video, but I'll go over it one more time. Let's be crystal clear now. So to receive this, you just have to transfer one Pokemon into Pokemon Let's Go, and you'll receive the box. The feature does the same thing. You can transfer Pokemon into your friend's Switch, and then you sync your phone up to their Switch, and then you transfer a Pokemon, you will receive this box. There's no other special things involved, okay? I don't know how long this box is going to last. It might be forever, but as far as I can tell, that's what it seems like. It's just a cooldown of 1 week after you've activated it, and I'm not too sure if you have to be moving. Now, personally, for me, I was still, and I was also moving, okay? They're spawning about the same rate, no matter what pace I was going at. I was staying still and they were spawning there. I was chatting with somebody and sharing a picture of the Meltan I was catching, and they were still spawning. But I'm pretty sure that these are going to give you 10 every time you activate it, whether you're moving or not. All right, as long as you're catching them, obviously. I mean, they'll have 10 spawns, but if you don't catch them, obviously you won't get them. Anyways, I hope that cleared it up a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very simple. And if you transfer more Pokemon, it's not going to give you another box or reset the cooldown. It's set to that, and that is that. So with that said, trainers, I'd like to say thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time.